Currently in the U.S., about 1 out of every 36 people is either in prison or serving probation of some form or the other. That's right, 1 in every 36. The United States has the most people in incarceration than out of any other country in the world. So we know a lot about jail time. But we also know a lot about something called recidivism, which means basically that when somebody is released from prison, they end up going right back. In fact, somewhere around 40% of all the prisoners who are released from prison end up committing a crime that gets them right back into jail. Now that's interesting, and there's a whole lot of conversation and debate around that topic going on right now, but there's another subject too. There's those who've been set free from the gospel, those who've been brought to the font for baptism, who've attended Bible study, who've heard sermons preached to them, who've heard the word come and unlock the power of sin in their hearts. Those who've had the cage swung wide open and they've been able to walk out free, but then they go right back to the jail. You see, in the church, the statistics are even more frightening of those who come into the church but then leave, especially amongst our youth, but it happens a lot among adults too. And I think that's sometimes because we fall for a different gospel. Now, of course, in the church, we don't really want to make any enemies. We want to be seen as a friendly place, but there is a time where we have to warn people specifically and say, don't go near that. Don't touch that. Don't listen to those other words and promises that the world has, or otherwise you'll end up right back under Satan's power, which is prison. And that's what Paul says. He says, let anyone who preaches a gospel different than the one we preach to you be accursed. Let them be condemned. And that's with the jealous love that Paul speaks. The love of Christ, the love of the Father. Because the truth is, anything that gets between you and your salvation is an enemy of God and will be treated as such. But that's because the Father loves you so much that anything that keeps you from Him will be removed. Because He is faithful to His promises, He will pursue you relentlessly, and sometimes that pursuit includes warnings. And that's what we're going to hear on Sunday. We're going to hear about the jealous love that Paul has for his congregation, which is the jealous love that the Father has for His church, the jealous love that Christ has for you. And yes, we will be warned. Stay away from those things that twist and taint the gospel, because there's only one gospel, and it's a gospel which sets you free.